Welcome back to Midwest Magnum. I'm Kurt.
I'm Daryl.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Wes. Today we're going to be reviewing the new 8.6 Blackout. The rifle's made by Faxon with 16-inch barrel, has a Griffin armament, 338 ultralight suppressor with ATN 4K scope.
We're using two different ammos today. One, we have a 300 grain Sierra Match King subsonic. We also have a 285 grain fracturing subsonic.
Both made by Gorilla Ammo.
So let's see what this beast can do.
I'm Wes with All Seasons Property Management and All Seasons Hardscaping. Right here is a temporary bench, which will eventually be permanent. We're going to have our structure here and everything from 50 to hopefully 400 yard range.
Oh.
At least this time it didn't load one back into the chamber.
The Sentinel 8.6 Blackout, part of Faxon's Summit line of firearms, boasts a billet aluminum receiver set, G3 aluminum streamline M-lock handguard, new 8.6 Blackout muzzle-lock muzzle device, and the impressive 1-to-3 twist modified big gunner profile barrel. Faxon states it is optimized for supersonic ammunition. That use of subsonic ammunition may require adjustments to the rifle for optimal performance. We definitely experienced issues using subsonic ammunition as advised. This rifle comes in an 8.6 caliber round with an overall capacity of 20 rounds. The barrel length is 16 inches with an overall length of 35 inches. The overall width is 2 inches and it weighs in at 9.33 pounds. Our scoring system consists of 3 components: construct, performance, and maintenance, each having 3 additional subcomponents, with each of these subcomponents evaluated at 33.3%. The scores are then tallied up and divided by 3 for an overall rating. Midwest Magnum considers any score above 85% to be a quality firearm. As you can see, the Faxon 8.6 Blackout scored an 84% with an overall B rating. The Faxon took a significant hit for its reliability issues and perceived need for considerable upgrades for optimal performance. At the time of product launch, the 8.6 Blackout is not of Sporting Arms and Ammunition Manufacturers Institute specs. Early production ammunition may be inconsistent or cause malfunctions of the firearm, so this could very well be an ammo issue after all. However, we're not giving up on this rifle, as we feel once the current issues are resolved, this can be an amazing gun. We will definitely have follow-up reviews on our progress.
Today we're back from the 4th day at the range with the Faxon 8.6 Blackout, and we're going to do a review on that today and let you know what we think.
Probably the worst part of this is, before I even got the gun, I've been buying ammo because I knew I was going to get it whenever it came available, which is very rare. So I knew it was something I was going to have. Luckily, I already had a 338 suppressor because that made it a lot nicer, because I would not want to wait another year. It's AR-10 style. It definitely has some kinks that need to be worked out. I think Faxon dropped the ball on a few issues that we'll talk about. But overall, what we did shoot, it was fun. It's one heck of a round. It's definitely got the energy out at further distances. The drop is more like when you're just throwing a rock.
Yeah,
It's hard. Pretty much throwing it.
Yeah, but when it hits hard. There's no doubt about that.
From day 1 to day 4, we've had a lot less malfunctions. Today, we put a good amount of rounds through this gun, and we only had 2 stovepipes. So it's breaking in.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is this gun was originally set up from Faxon to shoot supersonic.
Right.
And it would be kind of nice. This is what you're
Which
saying.
I
they
wish
dropped
I
the
would have
ball.
known that because, yeah, they definitely dropped the ball. You blew it! So the 8.6 round, if you've done any research, is designed to shoot suppressed and subsonic. So assuming that I'm just going to go, I mean, almost everything I bought was subsonic ammunition. And I think that's where we had a lot of the cycling issues. This is apparently designed for supersonic.
To me, the claim to fame of the 8.6 Blackout is suppressed subsonic.
Yeah, that's exactly
I'm a little
what
surprised
it's for.
Just like a 300 Blackout, just with the heavier
Yep. Yeah, better ballistics.
Right.
ballistics,
much more
efficiency.
So, I mean, Daryl found a new gas block, an adjustable one that we can put on here, $100. $100, no big deal, theoretically. But when you buy a rifle, you shouldn't have to go spend $100 to make it function the way the rifle was originally designed.
Especially when it's $2,500.
Right. It's straight common sense
Right.
to be able to adjust it for supersonic and subsonic when that is the main.
Especially with that caliber. It's a shame to have to sit here and talk about it right now before it's broken in and perfect, because we got a lot of negative things, I think, to say about it when it may.
But
It might be something really simple. That
Well, I
there's a
think
lot
to
of
be-
potential.
But there's a lot of
There's a ton of
potential.
potential,
But
yes.
people need to know that if you get into this the way you have,
Yeah.
you spend a couple $1,000s on ammo, a couple $1,000s on a rifle.
I have as
This
much
could
in
be-
ammo as I have in the rifle.
Yeah, I know you do. I know
And
you specific.
That's ridiculous.
It was hard
But
to
the
find.
people need to
Very.
know that
And-
you might be getting into some drama here at first, and you're going to burn through some of your ammo, but you get things all
Yeah.
squared away.
We ended up putting 200 rounds through this. So, I mean, that's a big, it is by far the most expensive video we've done to date.
It's quite.
And we
Hands
shot
down.
less than we have for
No,
anything
usually,
else.
yeah, we
Yeah.
normally
Yeah, we
run
don't-
a lot more ammo.
100 rounds each through
Yeah.
whatever we can.
Yeah.
And it's just, and in fairness to Faxon, I think the Gorilla Ammo too, I think they're trying to keep up with the demand. And I question how good they're putting the ammo together, because you even had one where when you extracted it, it pulled the bullet right out of the
Right. I had two.
I mean, right out of the
Where-
cartridge.
The bullet got stuck inside the chamber and I had to pound it out with a wooden rod.
Yeah.
Just the bullet, not the
Just
casing.
the bullet. I talked to the guys at Gorilla quite a bit. I think they're not necessarily about that beforehand, because originally I was trying to buy a Gorilla upper to put on my CMMG 6.5.
You said that upper was $12.50.
Yeah, the upper was $12.50. That's why I was trying to go for that. Save a few dollars, throw my lower on it. But then they came to the conclusion, since they just moved factories and they were in the process of that when I talked to them quite a few times. So they were saying it was going to be March before the upper would be ready. Well, anybody that knows me knows when I want something, I don't like to wait. So I just bit the bullet, metaphorically speaking, went and bought the whole thing. And I'm pretty happy with it, but at the same time, kind of disappointed. People across the board are dropping the ball from, Gorilla. They're trying to keep up with demand because demand's huge, and they're trying to pump it out as quick as possible. I can't fault them for that, but I think, the ammo needed just a little more care put into it. Same with the rifle. Faxon trying to pump them out because, when I found this, there was one available. I bought it, and the last time I checked, there was still none available. So, it's very hard to get. And I think they're just trying to get them out there as much as possible, but they're really sacrificing quality.
Well, another thing that was interesting too is how when you'd have the stovepipe, it chambered another round.
Yeah, that's what we noticed too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's almost
and that
dangerous.
was-
I don't know.
I was trying to see it because it only did it a couple of times.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my eye right on the angle to see if it's going to do that. How are you managing to do this? And never could quite pick it up.
So it was right below, so it was pinched between the round. So is it not ejecting fast enough? Because it went all the way back and it's pulling one up. Yeah, and it's strange because the slide comes back all the way, because it'll actually, if you're on the last round and it does stovepipe, it'll actually lock it back. But when it's not the last round, it'll go all the way back, engage the new round, start to take it up in, and then it actually pinches the stovepipe between the round going up in and the top of
And we
the
might have
chamber.
some video of that also.
Well,
I think we
I
got
was just
some
going to
pictures
say,
and video.
unfortunately, what happened is once that did it the second time, it stovepiped again, and I went in.
It was locked back.
Locked
so.
back because it was the last round. It did happen twice out of 200 rounds, and we probably had.
No, it was actually more than that.
It was
because
more than
that
that.
was
Well, no,
when
I'm
was
saying
twice
when one
today.
chambered.
Yes.
When one chambered after the
It happened
stovepipe.
when Matt and I were.
Yeah,
with
that was the
rifle
two times
also.
it did that were today. It stovepiped
Yes.
a lot, but like how many times do you think that we had a malfunction out of the 200? Probably like 15 to 20.
Probably.
We got jammed.
Easily.
If it
Yeah,
was more,
I think that's pretty
Yeah,
safe.
I'm being conservative with that, but I mean,
10% of the time is
Yeah.
happening.
which is too many for a
Way
gun
too many.
this
At
cost.
For $2,500 gun to be having issues
And
like
at
that is
250
ridiculous.
around,
Yeah.
you probably have more ammunition, 8.6 ammunition than half the country does right now. You've collected a lot of 8.6.
It was
It
a
is
lot
getting
less
better.
today than it
It's
has been.
getting-
Every day it's
That's true.
gotten a little bit better.
That's true.
But the problem there is it 1,000 round break-in? Well, shoot,
Good
that's
God, I hope not.
$2,500.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, Daryl and I were talking after the second day going home, and I thought, man, Wes must have a real pit in his stomach right now, spending that kind of money on both the gun and the ammo and having that many problems. And then the third day, and then even today, we're like, all right, we feel much better about this because it does seem to be breaking in, although you might have to take a home equity loan to get it fully broken in.
When you have issues like that right out of the box, spending that kind of money, I mean, it definitely takes the excitement and appreciation for the firearm out of it.
Oh, that felt like a lot of money.
Yeah,
I
surprisingly,
think you're
stock
right.
trigger is
Yeah.
When I
great.
first saw that
Yeah.
trigger, I thought it was going to be junk. And I don't
Yeah.
know why. Straight triggers, I've never had luck with them. That is a nice, crisp, you can feel everything. You feel the reset, and it feels really nice.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I agree with Matt. I've never been a big fan of the straight triggers, but this one actually, I seem to like it. So.
I know the one thing we're going to definitely be looking at is because of your ballistics, because of the severity of your bullet drop at any kind of real distances, we definitely want to get you into a much, a 30 MOA at least
Yeah.
mount. Because this, you've already bottomed out the scope
Yeah.
at 200
So,
yards.
And
Yeah,
the
already
amount
bottomed
of
the
drop
scope
on it is crazy.
Yeah,
When we
it's-
went up
it's
to
pretty
200
ridiculous.
yards,
Mhm.
man.
It's kind of like, big rainbow throwing a rock
Yeah.
up there.
And that's one of the reasons why I put the ATN scope on here, because it has the ballistic calculator, and due to the bullet drop, it'd be hard to remember everything when you're switching different yardage. So, but of course it's not dialed in and programmed exactly the way it should be yet, but hopefully in time. But Daryl's right. It needs, you need
We definitely want to get at least
So-
a 30.
cantilever that up a little bit with like a 30 MOA.
This is definitely a type of gun we're going to have multiple reviews on because we're going to need to be able to talk to the break-in over time without killing the bank to do it.
Yeah. So as soon as my second mortgage goes through, then we can buy some more ammo
Buy
and
some
try it
more.
out again.
It's a fun gun. And that suppressor, I just can't believe shooting an 8.6 feels like you're shooting a 22. I have
yeah.
And
that
the-
blew my mind. The very
So
first shot,
quiet.
the very first shot you took, the very first day, I remember thinking, "Oh, that was a malfunction," because it was like pew, and the gun didn't even move. There was no sound, and then you look out at the AR-500 target, and that thing is
AR-500.
just flinging, and I'm going, "Okay, yeah, that's not a malfunction."
And it takes, it's 3/4 of a second. Even at 100
Yeah,
yards,
yeah,
it feels
100.
like that.
Mhm.
You hear this hit, and then ting! It's holy crap! It's like a 40 or 450 Bushmaster or something. It takes a minute.
definitely.
So the
You
real
shouldn't have
question
that.
is, how do you feel today, day 4?
I am getting a little more confident in my purchase.
because we had 2 malfunctions today,
right, which
Two.
was the best day
which
we've
is the
had.
best we had.
Yeah. So
And the
I'm still
unfortunate,
disappointed. I think they really dropped the ball with the whole concept to this point. I mean, they've been testing this for a couple years. It should not have these issues. You should not have them building a rifle without an adjustable gas block that's designed strictly around supersonic when the main goal for everybody is to shoot subsonic in an 8.6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a stupid decision in my opinion.
This rifle makes me think what you're looking at here is basically an AR-10 pattern rifle. You've got the 8.6, the parent cartridge was the 6.5 Creed. So here you sit, there's plenty of manufacturers building 6.5 AR-10s. You've got Ruger with the SFAR and 308. It's using a 308 low pad in here. They're using 308 magazines. Now, take a manufacturer that's got some ability to move quickly. Use Ruger as an example. They've already built the SFAR. It wouldn't take a lot to tweak that thing over to 8.6. All you have to do is you want to build a barrel, 4150, not the 4140 they're using with the SFAR. Basically, Ruger, and of course, an adjustable gas block like they gave you in the SFAR.
That was a nice thing about the SFAR.
They could like literally sideways the market if they were able to get something like that to market quickly, because Faxon's going to be just going, what the heck just hit us?
And going forward, first to market doesn't always mean best to market. So maybe, like to your point, Ruger will look at things like that and come out with an 8.6 Blackout with the adjustments it should have had. Let's talk about what was causing some of those deformities in the cartridges. Unknown.
I'm not sure.
When you're picking up the brass after shooting and it's all deformed, what's even doing that? I mean, it's got notches and dimples everywhere, and the end is all mangled and bent in. And
I did have some that were designed for an 8 to 12 inch barrel. So out of a 16, you're a little higher velocity. So it's not technically, even though they're marketed as subsonic for a 12 inch, when you put it in a 16, it's technically not, because you're going to be around 1,250 feet per second. So it's not technically subsonic. And we did have a little bit better luck with those, or the 210 Barnes, because it was more of the supersonic speed, which apparently this rifle was for. We even found some rounds that weren't spent right out of the box that had blemishes on the casing.
And that's why I say I think Guerrilla's just trying to match the demand, and their quality is suffering. So it might not all be on Faxon. I mean, we experienced that when we got those pallets of the Fiocchi shotgun shell. We had the first times out, no problems at all, and we bought in 2 different lots, and all of a sudden it's choking on everything. And we're looking at them going, one cartridge to the next, to the next, to the next. They're not the same. It was just rush them through, get them out there, and because of it, it suffered. We never buy a ton of ammo until we test it. We tested lot 1 saying, this is awesome. And then we went in and bought boxes on boxes on boxes.
I bought several thousand rounds, and
we had a great deal. And then all of a sudden you're in that lot 2, which is where we bought the majority of it. And we're out there. I mean, we had malfunction after malfunction, and it was just so frustrating. It's an impressive gun. It's just got to work some of the kinks out, definitely.
I was disappointed. There's such limited supply of ammo available. We can't test other things. So we don't know if it's an ammo issue or a rifle issue at this
Do you guys think it'd be fair to say, if you want to buy one of these, don't plan on a budget of $2,500, plan on $5,000 to get it to where you want it?
Well, I mean, honestly, with the ammo I've had to purchase, this doesn't count the suppressor because I already had it. The gun and the scope, I got $5,000 into.
And then you're going to be putting probably a gas system in there. I mean, 5,100.
Right. I was so excited to get this. All the reviews, all the videos I've watched online, everybody does a great job online with their videos, but everybody just raves about them. Really never heard any issues to this point, so I didn't expect any issues. And then you buy this, and
I think that's where I watch a lot of videos, and I just kind of smirk and say, yeah, no, I don't think so. Because you realize some people are just getting paid to say certain
I was going to say, that's the big difference between us. We don't get these guns for free. We buy them.
We buy things, and if it is what it is, and we just call it like we see it.
If it's bad, it's bad. We're going to say it's bad. And we don't get a lot of responses back because of that, because they want us to just say it's great, and we refuse to do that. It takes all our credibility out. We could sit here if they gave us this gun and say, yeah, it's awesome, but it's got potential. It needs a lot of work to break it in.
If they gave it to us and I still had the $5,000 in my bank account that I've spent on stuff, these little malfunctions wouldn't bother me as much.
Yeah, of course they would. Absolutely.
I'd be like, oh, well, it happens.
It's unfortunate. If it was a 22 long rifle, we're like, okay, we got to figure this thing out. We can burn a bunch of different ammo from different manufacturers, figure out what's going on.
I know 8.6 has been tested for 2 or 3 years now already. So it's a hard caliber for them to do these tests on. A, to find ammo to do it with. B, find the right rifle to do it with. C, just to take the time to do it. But I'm surprised they're not farther along than they are right now.
Right.
And I don't know. I really wish I could point to ammo or a specific thing on the gun.
Or could be
I'm
both.
kind of guessing what could be going on with this one right
I will say though that it was pretty flipping awesome to see that plate.
now. When it does
When it
connect,
hits,
Like we were waiting.
cow.
Wes at one point did 3 or 4 in a row, and I'm like, I wonder is he gonna spin it up and over?
Yeah,
it really
it
did.
knocked it over a couple
It-
times.
it-
Man, that bullet is just powerful, and that's the 1 to 3 twist.
1 and 3.
Yeah,
And
that's
you got some
insane
serious
to me too.
Yeah.
rotational. And,
Yeah. Like you were
Rotation,
saying, that
which that's
what
where
it
you get
does
a lot
to the
of the
ballistic
ballistic
gel
damage,
is like,
yeah, it literally is just
So one twist every 3 inches of the barrel.
right.
Yeah.
Is what's happening. That's insane.
Yeah.
And just to stabilize though a 300 grain bullet, you almost need that sometimes
Right.
too at subsonic levels.
Mhm.
I guess the question you have to ask yourself is, knowing what you know now, would you do it again?
That is a tough question, honestly. I'm not sure if I know how to answer that.
Yeah.
I love the concept. That's what motivates me is the concept of it and what it's supposed to ballistically be able to do. The issues right now, honestly, I would probably wait a year or two.
Get it? They're frustrating, but it wouldn't stop you from ever buying it again.
I would probably buy it again once I knew there was some of the issues worked out.
So
That's what
basically,
you're
you're
for.
saying wait until it's fully tested, the kinks are worked out, and then you can get a better functioning rifle. Same cost, maybe even a little more because they had to add things in like a gas system,
Right.
but it's worth it.
It is what it is. And I would say do more research on what exactly you plan to buy, but the data's not out there. I mean, when I got this, we do a lot of these videos and I love doing them and it's enjoyable. So I'm like, all right, this is the coolest rifle out in the last 15 years. Not really, but, hypothetically, we're going to get it. We're going to shoot it. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have this great review. I'm the same as everybody else's review on YouTube. It's just the best gun since sliced bread. And then we get it and I'm a little disappointed.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's a really good message to take away from this is maybe you just wait until everything's worked out and the data's out there and adjustments are made, and then definitely it becomes a definite buy at that point.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
right now, double your budget for this.
Yeah, whatever you
because
thought you were going to
triple your budget.
Yeah, whatever you thought you were going to spend, triple.
Triple
it's going to take you some time, some adjustments, a lot of ammo to get this thing working right.
Yeah, I'd wait. Honestly, I would wait. I'd give it some time. The manufacturers have a lot of issues to work out for it to function the way it should.
And take this review with a grain of salt. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
we're just pointing out the negatives, but we're saying there's a ton of potential. We'll keep working on getting some data on this and making some adjustments, and we'll have a follow-up video fairly soon. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Make sure to hit the alert button so that you know when our next video comes out. Hit the like button and let us know if you have a 8.6 Blackout and what you think, or any information
Absolutely.
you found out about it, so we can kind of use our community to get some more data out there. And watch for our next follow-up video on this in probably 4, 5, 6 weeks. We'll let you know how it's coming along.
Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the alerts so that you don't miss any of our future videos. And by the way, that logo right there, you can click that to subscribe. So show us how good your aim is. That logo right there, that one. Go ahead, click it.